I stand before you today to address the swirling rumors and questions regarding the health and leadership of President Donald Trump. The internet is abuzz with speculation, and it is crucial to approach this matter with clarity and responsibility. First and foremost, let us acknowledge the concerns that have been raised. It is true that President Trump has faced health challenges in the past. He has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a condition that can cause swelling and discomfort in the legs. Additionally, there have been instances where bruises were visible on his hands, leading to public concern. However, his medical team has clarified that these bruises were a result of frequent handshakes and the use of aspirin, not indicative of any serious underlying condition. In April 2025, following his annual medical examination, the White House physician reported that President Trump is in excellent health and is fully fit to serve as president. This assessment should provide reassurance to those who may be worried about his physical well-being. It is also important to note that President Trump has been actively engaged in his duties. He has made significant policy decisions, including changes to healthcare, immigration, and environmental regulations. These actions have sparked both support and criticism, reflecting the polarized nature of his leadership. While the internet may fuel speculation, it is essential to rely on verified information and official statements. As of now, there is no credible evidence to suggest that President Trump is unfit to lead. Let us focus on the facts and continue to hold our leaders accountable through constructive dialogue and civic engagement. There is a common phenomenon in our modern world, where rumors and speculation often spread faster than truth, especially concerning public figures and leaders. This is no different when we look at the questions raised about the health of former President Donald Trump. Recently, many people around the world have noticed and commented on visible signs such as bruises on his hands and other physical appearances. These signs have ignited rumors and speculation about whether he is in good health or if he might be suffering from serious ailments. This is a delicate issue that deserves thoughtful reflection. First, it is important to recognize the role that physical appearance plays in how we perceive the strength or weakness of a leader. For centuries, leaders have been expected to embody vitality and strength as a symbol of their capacity to govern effectively. When a leader's health comes into question, it shakes the confidence of their supporters and invites criticism from their opponents. In the case of President Trump, the appearance of bruises on his hands, something that might seem minor to some, has been blown out of proportion by social media and the press, fueling widespread rumors that he might be seriously ill or even dying. It is natural for people to be concerned about the well-being of those in power, especially when those individuals make decisions that affect millions. However, we must distinguish between legitimate concern based on evidence and baseless speculation that can cause unnecessary fear and division. The truth is often more nuanced. Physical bruising, for example, can occur for many reasons that do not necessarily indicate grave illness. Medical professionals have explained that President Trump's bruises were a result of frequent handshakes and the use of aspirin, a blood thinner that can cause the skin to bruise more easily. This is a common and well-understood medical fact that can explain the visible marks without pointing to any sinister health crisis. Unfortunately, the spread of rumors is accelerated by the digital age we live in. The internet allows anyone to share their opinions instantly, and often without verifying facts. Images can be taken out of context, and medical conditions can be misunderstood or deliberately misrepresented. This creates a breeding ground for misinformation. When a public figure is controversial, as President Trump is, speculation becomes even more rampant. People may want to believe certain things because it aligns with their political views or personal biases. This can lead to a distorted picture that undermines objective assessment. Moreover, the nature of leadership today often means that leaders are under constant scrutiny. Every public appearance is analyzed, and every physical characteristic is examined under a microscope. This intense observation sometimes leads to false conclusions. Leaders are human, and their bodies show signs of aging and wear just like anyone else's. President Trump is no exception. He is an older man with a long and stressful career, and it is natural for his body to reflect that. Visible bruises or signs of fatigue should not be interpreted automatically as evidence of a serious or terminal illness. In addition, the public health and medical history of any individual should be respected with a degree of privacy and dignity. Leaders deserve medical confidentiality just as any other citizen does. While transparency is important for public trust, it must be balanced with respect for personal boundaries. The frequent speculation about President Trump's health, based solely on appearances, can sometimes cross into the realm of invasion of privacy and disrespect. It is also critical to look beyond the physical signs and consider the overall functioning and activity of the leader in question. President Trump has remained active in public life, attending events, speaking on major issues, and engaging with supporters. His ability to fulfill the duties of his role should be the primary measure of his fitness to lead. Despite the bruises or any physical appearances that raise questions, his engagement in his responsibilities indicates a level of health and mental acuity that contradicts claims of serious illness. Finally, this situation reminds us of the power of rumor and the importance of verifying information before accepting it as truth. As global citizens, we have a responsibility to approach such sensitive topics with caution and respect. Speculating about someone's health without solid evidence can damage reputations and sow unnecessary fear. It can distract from real issues that need our attention, such as policies, governance, and social justice. In the midst of swirling rumors and public speculation regarding the health of former President Donald Trump, it is crucial to turn our attention to the clarifications provided by his medical team. These explanations are not just official statements, but vital pieces of information that help us understand the reality behind what might appear alarming at first glance. When we see visible bruises on a public figure, especially someone as scrutinized as President Trump, it is easy to jump to conclusions about serious health issues. However, the medical clarifications reveal a different and far more mundane truth. These bruises are largely the result of frequent handshakes and the use of aspirin, not symptoms of a life-threatening condition. It is important to appreciate the role of medical professionals in dispelling misinformation. Their insights come from careful examination and knowledge, contrasting sharply with the unchecked assumptions often made on social media or in the public arena. The doctors who have cared for President Trump have explained that the bruises on his hands, which many have noticed, are consistent with minor trauma caused by repeated physical contact, and the thinning of blood due to aspirin use. This explanation might seem simple, but it is profoundly important. It reminds us how everyday actions and common medications can produce visible effects on the body that may be misinterpreted by those without medical training. Handshakes, especially frequent and vigorous ones, can cause small blood vessels under the skin to break, leading to bruising. This is not an uncommon occurrence for politicians and public figures who engage in regular interactions with the public. In addition to the physical cause, the use of aspirin adds another layer of explanation. Aspirin is a widely used medication, often recommended in low doses to reduce the risk of blood clots and heart attacks. One of its known side effects is the thinning of the blood, which makes the skin more prone to bruising from even minor bumps or pressure. This is a well-documented medical fact, and not unique to President Trump. Many elderly individuals and those with cardiovascular concerns take aspirin for this very reason, and it naturally increases the likelihood of bruising. The combination of aspirin use and frequent handshakes provides a very plausible, non-alarming medical explanation for the bruises seen on President Trump's hands. These clarifications are vital because they help calm unnecessary fears and bring perspective. When the public is informed about such medical details, it prevents misinformation from taking hold and allows people to focus on more substantive issues. The tendency to jump to conclusions about a leader's health based on visible bruises can cause needless anxiety and can even be exploited politically. It is the responsibility of both the medical community and the public to ensure that such discussions are grounded in fact rather than speculation. The role of his medical team in clarifying the situation also reflects the importance of transparency and trust in public health communication. When medical professionals openly share explanations and reassure the public, it builds confidence and counters the spread of rumors. It also encourages a more compassionate view of leaders, recognizing that they are human beings with vulnerabilities and medical needs, like anyone else. We must also consider the impact of such medical clarifications on the political and social discourse. In an era marked by polarization and mistrust, clear and honest communication from trusted sources helps bridge divides. It fosters a more informed public that can engage in discussions based on reality, rather than fear or misinformation. By understanding that bruises caused by handshakes and aspirin use do not equate to severe illness, people can focus on the actions and policies of leaders rather than unfounded health scares. In conclusion, the medical clarifications offered by President Trump's healthcare team serve as an important reminder of the need for careful consideration before accepting rumors. They explain that the bruises observed are the result of ordinary non-threatening causes, frequent handshakes and aspirin use, not symptoms of grave health conditions. This knowledge allows us to move beyond superficial judgments and to approach discussions about leaders with both accuracy and empathy. In times where misinformation can spread rapidly, grounding our understanding in verified medical facts is essential for maintaining a clear and rational perspective on the health of those who hold positions of power. In April 2025, a significant event took place that deserves careful attention and respect. The official health assessment of former President Donald Trump by the White House medical team. This assessment, carried out by experienced and trusted medical professionals, concluded that President Trump is in excellent health and fully fit to serve. This declaration is not just a routine formality, it carries immense weight in the realm of public trust, leadership legitimacy, and political stability. Understanding the context and implications of this health report is vital for any serious discussion about the condition and capabilities of a person who has held one of the most powerful offices in the world. The announcement of excellent health from the White House doctor serves to dispel many of the rumors and doubts that have been circulating about President Trump's physical and mental fitness. For many months, and even years, speculation regarding his health has been rampant. Various observers, pundits, and even opponents have questioned whether he has the stamina, mental acuity, and physical robustness necessary to fulfill the demanding responsibilities of leadership. These questions often arise from a combination of visible signs, political motivations, and sometimes misinformation. The official assessment provides a factual counterpoint, grounded in medical science, rather than conjecture. The rigorous process behind such an assessment should not be underestimated. Presidential health evaluations are comprehensive, involving a series of physical exams, laboratory tests, cardiovascular evaluations, cognitive screenings, and other diagnostic procedures designed to paint a complete picture of the individual's health. This thorough approach ensures that any underlying issues, from chronic conditions to acute illnesses, are identified and addressed. The conclusion that President Trump is in excellent health indicates that he meets and exceeds the standards expected of a person in his position. This evaluation holds particular importance, not only because of the individual involved, but because of what it represents for the country and its people. The health of a nation's leader is intrinsically linked to national security and governance stability. Leaders must be able to respond swiftly and effectively to crises, make sound decisions under pressure, and maintain the physical and mental energy to lead day after day. Moreover, this health assessment also highlights the importance of transparency in governance. In times past, health issues of leaders were often kept secret, leading to speculation, mistrust, and sometimes political manipulation. The openness displayed by the White House in sharing the results of President Trump's medical examination sets a positive example. It shows a commitment to accountability and helps build trust between the government and the people. This transparency allows citizens to engage in political discourse with better information and less room for harmful rumors. The timing of this health report in April 2025 is also notable. It comes at a moment when political tensions remain high, and divisions are still very much present. The confirmation of President Trump's excellent health can serve as a stabilizing factor. It redirects attention from unfounded health fears to more substantive political debates about policy, governance, and the future direction of the country. When people are confident that their leader is physically and mentally capable, they can focus more clearly on evaluating leadership through the lens of ideas and actions, rather than personal health concerns. It is equally important to understand that excellent health in this context does not imply invincibility or the absence of any medical conditions. Rather, it means that the individual is well enough to perform all the duties required by the office, without significant limitation. This distinction is crucial because no human being is without health challenges, especially as they age. The fact that President Trump has been deemed fit to serve means that any health issues he may have are well managed and do not impede his ability to govern effectively. Furthermore, this assessment reminds us of the broader issue of how we judge leaders. Too often there is a tendency to focus excessively on superficial attributes, including age and physical appearance, without considering the whole person and their capacity to lead. The White House doctor's statement encourages us to adopt a more measured and evidence-based approach, relying on professional evaluations rather than hearsay or bias. It challenges us to respect the professionalism of those who carry out these assessments, and the importance of their findings. In addition, the report underscores the resilience and dedication required to serve in such a demanding role. Leadership at the highest level is not for the faint-hearted. It requires endurance, clarity of mind, and a strong constitution. That President Trump has been evaluated as fully fit to serve speaks to his ability to meet these challenges, at least from a medical standpoint. This should remind us all that public service, especially at the top, demands ongoing commitment to personal health and well-being. Finally, this recent health assessment offers a moment for unity and reflection. In a world often divided by political rhetoric and suspicion, shared respect for the facts can help bridge gaps. Acknowledging that a leader is in good health, regardless of one's political stance, is an opportunity to set aside speculation and focus on constructive dialogue. It is a call to all citizens to engage with the realities before us, rather than the fears or rumors that so often cloud our judgment. In summary, the April 2025 health assessment by the White House medical team, affirming that Donald Trump is in excellent health and fully fit to serve, is a powerful statement grounded in rigorous medical evaluation. It provides clarity amidst confusion, reassures the public about leadership stability, and encourages transparency and trust in governance. It also invites us to approach the health of leaders with respect, professionalism, and a commitment to truth. As we move forward, let us remember the importance of relying on verified information and medical expertise, especially when it concerns those who carry the great responsibility of leading nations. In considering the question of leadership, one cannot separate the health and personal condition of a leader from their capacity to fulfill the responsibilities entrusted to them by the people. This is especially true when discussing someone like former President Donald Trump, whose time in office and ongoing influence continue to command global attention. Despite the rumors and concerns about his health, one undeniable fact remains: Donald Trump continues to engage actively in his presidential duties, making significant policy decisions that impact both the United States and the world at large. This active leadership speaks volumes about his dedication, stamina, and ongoing role in shaping political discourse and governance. Leadership is not merely about holding a title, it is about action, decision-making, and the ability to respond to the challenges of the moment. Throughout his presidency and even after leaving the official office, Trump has remained a figure deeply involved in political affairs, demonstrating a level of engagement that counters narratives suggesting he is incapacitated or unable to perform. This active involvement reflects a leader who continues to understand and embrace the demands of governance, working tirelessly to advance his vision and policy agenda. It is important to highlight the scope and significance of the policy decisions President Trump has made, even in recent times. These decisions cover a broad range of areas, including economic policies, immigration reform, foreign relations, and national security. Each decision carries weight, influencing not only the immediate political landscape, but also shaping long-term strategies and international relations. The ability to make such impactful choices requires a leader who is mentally alert, physically able, and committed to their role. The continued involvement of Donald Trump in these critical areas demonstrates that he possesses these qualities. Moreover, active leadership involves more than just high-profile policy announcements. It encompasses the daily responsibilities of managing government operations, engaging with advisors and stakeholders, and addressing crises as they arise. President Trump's ongoing engagement in these activities shows a hands-on approach, reflecting his style of leadership which emphasizes direct involvement. This active participation is crucial in maintaining momentum on key initiatives and ensuring that the machinery of government functions smoothly under his influence. The persistence of Trump's leadership presence also highlights an important aspect of political life: resilience. Politics is a demanding arena, where leaders face constant scrutiny, opposition and pressure. Remaining active and effective under such circumstances requires not only physical health, but also mental toughness and strategic thinking. Donald Trump's ability to continue playing a central role in policymaking, despite challenges and controversies, underscores a resilience that is essential for leadership in any era. Furthermore, this active leadership has a significant impact on the political dynamics within the United States and internationally. Trump's decisions and public statements continue to influence debates within the Republican Party and across the political spectrum. His policy choices and leadership style have shaped the direction of political discourse, mobilizing supporters and provoking responses from opponents. This ongoing influence demonstrates that leadership extends beyond formal office and that active engagement in policy and governance remains a powerful tool for shaping a nation's future. It is also essential to consider the broader context in which this active leadership occurs. The modern world is complex and rapidly changing, with new challenges emerging constantly. From economic uncertainties to global security threats, leaders must be adaptable and proactive. President Trump's continued involvement in addressing these issues shows a recognition of this reality and a willingness to confront the difficulties head-on. His policy decisions reflect attempts to navigate a turbulent environment, seeking solutions that align with his vision for the country. In reflecting on active leadership, we must also acknowledge the expectations placed on those who hold positions of power. Citizens expect their leaders to be present, engaged and capable of steering the nation through uncertain times. President Trump's sustained activity in his presidential duties meets this expectation, providing a sense of continuity and stability for his supporters. It reassures them that despite any personal or political challenges, their leader remains committed to serving the public interest. Active leadership also involves communication and connection with the people. President Trump has maintained a strong presence in the media and public forums, using these platforms to articulate his policies and rally support. This ongoing engagement ensures that his leadership is not confined to private discussions or behind-the-scenes actions, but is visible and accessible to the public. It fosters a sense of accountability and responsiveness that is vital for democratic governance. Finally, the example of Donald Trump's active leadership challenges us to reconsider how we assess the effectiveness of leaders. Leadership should be judged by actions and outcomes rather than speculation about health or personal circumstances. The evidence of Trump's continued decision-making and policy involvement provides a clear metric of his capability to lead. It reminds us that leadership is a dynamic process, requiring continuous effort and dedication. In conclusion, Donald Trump's active engagement in his presidential duties and significant policy decisions is a testament to his ongoing role as a leader. His ability to make impactful decisions, manage daily responsibilities, and influence political discourse reflects the qualities necessary for effective governance. This active leadership dispels doubts about his capacity to serve and highlights the resilience and commitment required in public office. As we observe his continued involvement, we are reminded that true leadership is measured by sustained action and dedication to the responsibilities entrusted to those who lead. In this age of instant communication and endless information streams, one of the greatest challenges we face is discerning truth from rumor, especially when it comes to matters as important as the health and well-being of a nation's leader. The case of former President Donald Trump is a prime example of how speculation can run rampant, fueled by social media, sensational news and political agendas. While it is natural for people to be curious or concerned, it is absolutely essential that we anchor our understanding in verified facts and official statements, rather than succumbing to the whirlwind of unverified information that too often clouds public discourse. The internet has transformed the way information is shared, making it possible for news to reach millions within seconds. This rapid dissemination has its benefits, enabling transparency and real-time updates. However, it also comes with significant risks. Anyone can post anything online, regardless of its truthfulness or reliability. In politically charged environments, such as the discussions surrounding President Trump's health, this creates fertile ground for misinformation and conspiracy theories to flourish. False reports, misleading images, and unfounded claims spread like wildfire, often gaining more attention than careful fact-checked reporting. Official statements from qualified medical professionals and trusted institutions carry the weight of expertise and accountability. In the case of President Trump, the White House medical team, through careful examination and diagnostic procedures, provides clarity that rumor mills cannot. These doctors have access to full medical histories and the ability to conduct thorough evaluations, making their reports the most reliable sources regarding his health. When they confirm his condition, their words should be given precedence over unsubstantiated claims made by anonymous online commentators or partisan outlets. Moreover, verified information allows for transparency, which is vital in maintaining public trust. Leaders and their medical teams who are open about health assessments demonstrate respect for the people they serve. Transparency reduces speculation and calms public anxiety. When official channels communicate clearly and promptly, they provide a foundation upon which citizens can build informed opinions. This strengthens the social fabric by fostering trust and reducing the spread of harmful misinformation. The reliance on verified facts also encourages responsible citizenship. It reminds us all that in a world inundated with information, we must develop critical thinking skills and media literacy. It is not enough to simply consume what is presented. We must question sources, seek confirmation, and prioritize evidence-based knowledge. This approach protects us from manipulation and enables more constructive public discourse. When we demand verified information, we raise the standard of dialogue and ensure that debates are grounded in reality, rather than fantasy. This principle is particularly important in political contexts, where the stakes are high and emotions often run deep. Speculation about a leader's health can be weaponized for political gain, undermining democratic processes. It can distract from substantive policy discussions and polarize societies. By insisting on verified information, we hold political actors accountable and shift focus back to the issues that truly matter. It promotes a political culture that values truth and integrity over sensationalism and fear-mongering. Furthermore, verified information respects the dignity of the individual concerned. In the case of President Trump, unfounded rumors about his health not only distort public perception, but also invade personal privacy and spread unnecessary worry. Responsible reporting and communication honor the humanity of leaders, recognizing that they too deserve fairness and respect. This ethical consideration is often overlooked in the rush to break news or attract attention, but it is fundamental to a just society. It is also worth noting that the need for verified information extends beyond health to all areas of governance and public life. Whether it concerns economic policies, foreign relations, or social issues, accurate and trustworthy information is the bedrock of effective decision-making. Citizens, journalists, and policymakers alike must rely on facts to navigate complex realities and craft solutions. The challenge posed by misinformation in the case of President Trump's health is a microcosm of a broader societal imperative to combat falsehoods in all domains. Finally, embracing verified information is a collective responsibility. Governments, media organizations, and individuals all play a role in ensuring that accurate information prevails. Authorities must commit to openness and timely communication. Media must uphold standards of verification and ethical reporting. Citizens must practice discernment and avoid sharing unverified content. Together, these efforts can build a culture that values truth, reduces polarization, and strengthens democracy. In conclusion, despite the flood of online speculation about President Trump's health, the importance of relying on official statements and verified facts cannot be overstated. Verified information provides clarity, builds trust, supports responsible citizenship, and upholds the dignity of individuals. It counters the corrosive effects of misinformation that threaten social cohesion and political stability. As we navigate the complexities of the modern information landscape, let us commit to seeking truth through verified sources, promoting transparency, and fostering an informed and engaged society. Only through this commitment can we ensure that discussions about leadership and governance are based on reality, respect, and the common good. Accountability is not merely about criticism, it is about engagement and responsibility. Citizens have the right and duty to question their leaders, to scrutinize their policies, and to demand explanations when decisions impact the public. This process ensures that power is exercised responsibly, and that leaders remain connected to the needs and interests of the people. However, this vital function of democracy can only be fulfilled when the dialogue is grounded in truth and focused on substantive issues. When attention shifts to rumors unverified and often sensational, this focus is lost and the potential for real accountability diminishes. The temptation to spread or believe rumors is understandable. People naturally seek to make sense of complex situations and often look for quick answers, especially in times of uncertainty or political tension. Rumors can appear compelling because they are dramatic or provocative. Yet the spread of misinformation ultimately erodes public trust. When citizens rely on falsehoods or exaggerations, they create confusion and division rather than clarity and unity. This fragmentation weakens the social fabric and makes it more difficult to hold leaders accountable in meaningful ways. Constructive dialogue, on the other hand, fosters understanding and progress. It encourages citizens to listen, ask questions, and engage in debates based on evidence and logic. This kind of dialogue helps clarify policies, reveal shortcomings, and identify opportunities for improvement. It creates an environment where leaders feel the pressure to be transparent and responsible because the public is informed and attentive. In contrast, a climate dominated by rumors often results in polarization and hostility, where meaningful discussion becomes impossible. Moreover, focusing on accountability rather than rumor spreading respects the dignity of both the public and the leaders themselves. Leaders, while public figures, are also human beings who deserve to be judged fairly and justly. Attacking or undermining them, based on unverified claims, can lead to character assassination and distract from the real issues at hand. Constructive accountability asks for critiques that are based on evidence and relevance, aiming to improve governance rather than merely to defame or divide. Citizens who prioritize accountability contribute to the health and sustainability of their political system. By demanding responsible leadership, they ensure that policies and actions are scrutinized and that abuses of power are challenged. This vigilance protects democracy from erosion and strengthens institutions. On the other hand, indulging in rumors allows corruption, incompetence, or poor decision-making to go unchecked, because the focus is diverted to sensational but irrelevant distractions. It is also important to recognize that accountability is not a one-way street. It requires leaders to respond to the concerns of their citizens openly and respectfully. When citizens engage constructively, they encourage a culture where dialogue is reciprocal, fostering mutual respect and understanding. Leaders who are held accountable in a transparent manner are more likely to listen and adapt, which benefits the entire society. The role of education and media literacy cannot be overstated in this context. Citizens must be equipped with the skills to critically evaluate information, distinguish fact from fiction, and seek out reliable sources. Media organizations have a responsibility to adhere to high journalistic standards, verifying information before dissemination and correcting errors promptly. When all participants in the information ecosystem prioritize accuracy and accountability, the political discourse improves, and democracy is strengthened. In the specific case of public figures like former President Donald Trump, the stakes of focusing on accountability are particularly high. His leadership style and decisions have had far-reaching effects, and public scrutiny is both necessary and justified. However, effective scrutiny must be rooted in facts, not rumors about his health or personal life. By concentrating on his policies, governance style, and public statements, citizens can hold him accountable in ways that matter, influencing the political process and contributing to better governance. In conclusion, the call to focus on accountability rather than spreading unverified rumors is a call to protect and strengthen democratic principles. It is a reminder that responsible citizenship involves critical thinking, informed debate, and a commitment to truth. By engaging in constructive dialogue and demanding transparency, citizens ensure that leaders are held responsible for their actions in ways that promote justice and progress. This focus fosters a political culture where power is exercised with integrity and where public trust is maintained. Ultimately, the health of any democracy depends on the quality of its accountability, and it is the duty of every citizen to nurture and defend it.